Hi all, today we are going to discuss a for loop container in SSIS. It is like a for loop that we have studied in a C and C++, and if you want to run or execute any task n number of time, then you can use a for loop container. For example, we have a AdventureWorks 2014, and in that so many fields with territory ID in the customer table. So you can see that territory ID is repeated and the maximum territory ID is 10. So suppose you want to create, and for analysis purpose you want a CSV with a territory ID. It means uh, territory ID with 1 will have a different CSV, territory ID 4 with a different CSV, and so on. Then you can use a for loop container. So let's start with the integration service. Going to create a integration service with the name for loop container. So we will start with the variables which is needed during the execution. I'm going to create a variable. It is folder path to store the CSV, and the value we will provide means the path we will provide for the CSV means my CSV will be stored in this path. Second variable is loop counter, and that will be integer, and loop counter will start with the 1. And the third variable is maximum territory ID. We will fetch maximum territory ID from the database and store here. So the variable is created. Now we will start with the execute SQL task to get the maximum territory ID from the AdventureWorks database. So right now I'm going to change the name so you will be able to understand easily. Get maximum territory ID. So now configure it. Here you need to set the connection first, and right now we are using AdventureWorks 2014 as a database, so connect it. Second property is SQL statement. We have taken a SQL execute task to get the maximum territory ID, so you can copy this query and paste here, and it retrieves a single row. So here as a result set you can select a single row. Now move to result set, click on add, result name by default will be 0, and here you need to select the variables where you want to store the maximum territory ID. So it's ready. Now we will take a for loop container and connect it with the SQL execute task. Click on edit button. Here you need to initialize the variable, assign it, and give the expression. So the variable will be initialized with the @ So we have taken the loop counter variable equals to 1. Loop counter will start with the 1, then loop counter equals to loop counter is less than equals to max territory ID and loop counter equals to loop counter plus 1. So loop counter at the starting it will be 1, it will increment by 1 and reach till the max territory ID, which is 10 in our case. So click OK. Now take a data flow task for further process and double click on it. Now from the SSIS toolbox, take a OLEDB source to fetch the records from AdventureWorks database. Configure OLEDB source. So we have AdventureWorks already configured, and take a SQL command. Now from the SQL server you can copy this query and paste here. Select start from cells.customer where territory ID is equals to 2, but we don't want to fetch a territory ID which is having a 2. We want all the territory IDs record, so you can give a question mark, and as a parameter you can select a loop counter variable because it will be increment by 1, starting with a 1 and till the maximum territory ID. Okay. Click on OK. Now from toolbox, as a destination you can take a flat file destination because we want to generate all the CSV connected with the OLEDB source. Now edit it, click on new. By default delimited means columns are delimited by commas, so OK here. And here you need to browse any default CSV which will not have any records in that. So I have created one CSV with customer name, so I'm going to browse it, and column names as a first data row. Okay, now move to mapping. If any fields is not mapped, you can map it here. So your destination is also ready now. Here you can run your package, but it will retrieve all the records from AdventureWorks database and stored in a single CSV. But we don't want to do like this. We want to generate all the CSV based on territory ID. So move to the properties of a flat file. In that, use a expression property, set property connection string, and as an expression here you need to give a folder path and the counter variable. So write in expression now. So here you need to give a folder path first, and you can evaluate expression. So you can see that our path is in a C drive and of CSV files and customer folder. Now double slash, and here you need to give the name of the CSV which will be created in the customer folder. So I'm going to give a customer in a capital. Now for the concatenation, do the plus sign and double quote. So between the plus sign you will take a loop counter variable. It will count again from 1 till the 10, and at the end you will give a extension. It's a .csv. So now if you will evaluate expression, it will generate the error because the loop counter returns the integer value and the path wants a string. So you have to convert integer to string. For that you need to use a dt underscore wstr comma 12. So now you can evaluate the expression, and you can see that in your path your CSV with customer 1 will be created. Click on OK and OK. Now it's ready. You can run your package. Okay, so our package is run successfully. Now move to the folder, and here you can see that customer 1 till the customer 10 CSV is generated. Click on any CSV, so we will analyze the record. Like a customer 6.csv file will have only the territory ID, which is a customer 6 records, and suppose customer 4 has a territory ID with 4. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked it, please subscribe.